I am Saide. Nice to meet you. Hey, Blaine. Good morning.
Hi, Zaide. How you doing?
Very good. How are you doing?
Just great.
Excellent.
It's cold.
Where are
A lot
you?
of
Yes.
snow.
No. Oh, wow. In
I don't
Bogota,
like
it's
it.
very cold. But
Is
Cali,
it
how
cold?
is
I didn't.
Cali? Yes.
I didn't think it got cold in Bogota.
Yes. It's very cold right now and rainy.
Oh, well, it's not
Okay.
like Cartagena that is always nice, huh?
No, not like Cartagena. How is Cali today, Carol?
Um, the weather is kind of crazy. It
Mhm.
rains for a little while and then it's really hot and then it rains again and then
Oh,
it's really
wow.
hot again.
So there's a
Okay.
big difference between
Sounds
Bogota
like
and
we are.
Cali on the weather.
Yes, we have
Definitely.
all the weathers, and you can travel, you can have a short trip, like 2 hours, and you can see how change everything.
Oh. How about
It's very nice.
Medellin? Is that different too?
Yeah, it's different. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, thank
Wow.
you. Thank you for this time. This is our last class. And I had a great meeting with Rosanna yesterday. So I would like to share with you, because one of the questions that teachers ask her, and it's for you, Blaine, is about correction. So I would like to take only like few minutes, probably 2 or 3 from the class, to explain to the teachers about how we are doing correction in TPRS.
Yeah. Okay. Well, first of all, everything that we teach is meaning based.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing, there's nothing we teach that's grammar based. In other words, we don't teach them the word reflexive. We teach them me llamo means myself, I call. And so we teach them always meaning, and we don't ever add any grammar terms. That's not what we're trying to do. And so fluency is what we call strong and healthy language. It's language that's strong in your brain. And when you talk, the only language that you can produce is strong language. And strong language is really important for a teacher, because when we have our students talk, we're observing their strong language. Like if we teach them something new, we can see whether it sticks by whether they say it or not. In this beginning class the other day, I taught them that they know the word sabe, and so I taught them sabemos, and 20 people talked. One person used the word sabemos. And so that meant of the class of 20, only one person got that word strong enough to use it, even though it's likely that maybe every one of them had it what we call passively. If it's passive, that means you understand it, but you can't produce it. You're not confident enough to produce it. And so this is really important in understanding this, how it applies to correction, because let's say that you're talking and I corrected every mistake that you made, I corrected you. I have zero chance of those corrections becoming strong and becoming a part of your language. Zero. But if I correct, if I can get you, oh, sorry, I don't know why I'm coughing. If I can get you to feel the meaning, and I'm very, very careful, then I have a chance of getting it to stick. I have this girl that joined she's in this advanced class. She is joined years late. I mean, she joined 2 or 3 years after the class started. And her Spanish, I mean, Again, she's learning and she's getting better. And so yesterday, like when she describes a situation, she'll say, soy vive. And so I just stopped her yesterday and I said, soy vive. Soy means I am. Vive means he lives. And so I said, vivo is I live. And vive is she lives. And so then she said, soy Mildred, vivo en Key West. Tengo una prima, mi prima vive in Miami. And with that explanation, then she could tell that back. So that right there, that told me that that correction or that help stuck because she could tell it back. I observed what she could do. Now, does it stick? She's still got that soy in her mind. Soy is yo, and that pops up. And so this is going to take repetitive over time to get her so that she can understand that yo is I and so is I am. So whatever correction we do, we want to do a little correction and then have them tell it back. We tell it back with the idea of, can you use the correction that I just gave you? Now, can you imagine doing 20 corrections? If you did 20 corrections and then have them tell it back, they would be, first of all, they could never remember 20 things. They could never, and so when you had them tell it back, then they'd be more frustrated than ever, and they wouldn't be able to talk. Now, in language, the most important part of every sentence is the verb. And so this is tougher. The English verbs are so much easier than Spanish verbs. And so this is one thing we want. We want verb accuracy almost all the time. We can't get it 100%, but we teach our kids, like when anybody says in a beginning class, yo dice, we jump in there and say, yo dice says I, he says. Yo digo is I say, and then we have them, and then right then we can tell by their describing the situation. Yo digo que, and then whatever, they say it right by what we tell them. And so then you got to say, will it stick? Well, we don't know, but we have a chance of it sticking, especially since every student is describing the same situation. So since they're all saying yo digo, yo digo, yo digo, yo digo, and this guy was hearing, it felt right to him to say yo dice. But then we say, yo dice, that sounds so funny. We don't say I, he says. Yo digo is I say. But then he tells back and he's got it. But then he hears Brandon, he hears Carol, hears all it, and everybody's saying yo digo. And then we have a chance for it to stick. So therefore, we're more likely to correct the better the language. We're less likely to correct the more errors they have because too much. But we're not only that, but we're also more likely to correct verbs than anything else. Like if someone says, yo digo que el chico tiene una gato, we would never correct for that. It doesn't really, it's a grammar error, doesn't interfere with meaning. And so we don't correct for things that don't interfere with meaning, with understanding by a native speaker.
Thank you, Blaine. So what's the idea? This is like only an answer about a question that I had from Rosanna yesterday in our meeting. And today is our last class of this cycle. So very welcome. It was a pleasure for us to serve you guys. And I hope that we can see you on next January, okay? So Blaine, you have your class. Thank you for this explanation for the teachers, and a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Okay, good.
Okay,
Good.
I need to go. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Okay, we have a really interesting situation here. There was a guy named Colton, and you guys will remember him. He decided to buy a horse. And so he went to this international horse convention and he bought a horse, but he wanted a horse that just fell down a little bit, maybe 5 or 6 times an hour. But when he bought his horse, he found out he fell down too much. He fell down 17 times every hour. So this was a big problem for Colton. He didn't know what he was going to do. Even the horse's name was London Bridge. So we should have suspected. I think he should have suspected that something was wrong to buy a horse with the name of London Bridge. Kind of sounds suspicious to me, but he bought him. There's nothing he could do. And another thing, look, he has a cast on his leg. That was another sign that said, I don't think I should buy this horse. But you know what? I think he bought the horse and he didn't even notice the cast. And then he discovered the cast later. And then he said, you know what? I bet he has this cast on because he falls down too much. It's a big problem for, so the problem is when the horse falls down, Colton falls down too. So this means that Colton is falling down 17 times every hour, and it really hurts. And so he's decided, well, I don't know about this horse. He falls down. I think he falls down too much. So this was a big problem. He feels bad when his horse falls down. Now look, Colton got hurt. So now the horse got hurt and Colton got hurt. It was all because he didn't get hurt the first 15 times. But on the 16th time, Colton, the horse fell down, and now Colton has a broken leg because the horse fell on him. So it seemed like a good idea to sell a horse. So he decided he was going to sell a horse, but he decided to sell him on eBay, on the internet. And so he put a message, and then he got a message from someone that's interested in buying the horse. But the person said, I only have one, that should be one question. Does your horse fall down a lot? Well, Colton wasn't very happy. He doesn't like questions like that because here he is, he's selling his horse and the horse falls down all the time. And the only thing the person asks is, does your horse fall down a lot? So Colton, he decided to answer honestly. And so he writes, sometimes. Now, really, that wasn't that honest because he falls down all the time. He falls down 17 times every hour. So this was a big problem. So he waited for an answer. He waited 1 year, but the person didn't answer. Now, he was really disappointed because he just kept on waiting because he really wanted to sell his horse. And here this person was interested. Now, me personally, I don't think it was that smart to wait for a whole year. I think he should have waited maybe 10 minutes. He wasted a whole year when he could have been selling his horse to somebody else. But no, he waited a year. So now it just seemed after a year of waiting, it seemed to him that probably that person really isn't going to buy the horse. He's probably not interested. So he took London Bridge to a store named Walt's Worms. And Walt's Worms is his favorite store. Why do you think Walt's Worms is Colton's favorite store? You guys are muted, so you got to unmute to talk.
He likes to fish.
Yeah, he does. He likes to fish. And he goes and every time he goes to Walt's Worms, he buys 15 dozen worms because he likes to fish and the horse likes to fish too. So he needs a lot of worms for for himself and for the horse. So there he is. Now he's got a little problem because he's standing in front of Walt's Worms. He has a cast and the horse has a cast. So this doesn't look very good. If someone comes up, they're going to say, I wonder why he has a cast. Colton knows he's got a cast because his horse falls down all the time. The horse knows too. So Colton meets a lady who's interested in the horse for her daughter. Now, I don't know about this because her daughter, if she buys the horse, her daughter's going to get hurt, I think. And so this is so interesting. So she asked him, hello, I only have one question. Does your horse fall down a lot? Well, Colton then had to decide, oh no, do I tell the truth or do I lie? So he thought about it. The first thing we know is he doesn't like questions like that. Now, the lady could have asked, why do you have a cast on? Why do you have a cast on? Why does your horse have a cast on? But she didn't. She just said, does your horse fall down a lot? And he doesn't like it. So he's got a big decision now, whether to answer honestly or whether to lie. Now, remember, he answered honestly the first time. And he said, yeah, he just falls down a little bit. But then the person didn't buy the horse. So in his mind, he's thinking, yeah, if I say that the horse falls down a lot, the lady won't buy him. So this is a big conflict. So what do you guys think? Should he tell the truth and then the lady probably won't buy the horse? Or should he say, no, he doesn't fall down? What do you think? Because if he says he doesn't fall down, the lady will probably buy the horse. So what do you think he should do?
You should tell the truth. Always the truth.
Tell the truth, even though he won't sell his horse, but he really wants to sell his horse.
Even right. Okay, thank you. Sorry. Yes, he should tell the truth.
Well, let's see. Okay. However, he remembers the conversation last year. He doesn't want to wait for another year and lose the opportunity. So he responds, nope. Oh no. He decided to lie. So now what do you think is going to happen?
Maybe she could buy it, but when she has like maybe 1 day or 2 days, she will see the truth and come back to him and tell him, hey, this horse fell down a lot of times, in hours, in a day. So you
Yeah, you're right. She's gonna want her money back.
yes. She wants her money back. Exactly.
So he wasn't very smart. by telling a lie. You guys were right. He should have told the truth, even though she didn't want to buy the horse.
You think
So
that he's smart like that, but no.
you'd think he'd be smart, yeah, but he wasn't very smart. So he buys London Bridge, and she and her daughter left, and her daughter was riding the horse. So they were really happy with the horse, they say, oh, we got a new horse. And the mom says, I'm so happy that this horse never falls down, because I need a horse that doesn't fall down, because if he falls down, my daughter will get hurt. Oh no. Big problem. London Bridge falls down with her daughter on top. Colton observes everything. So what does Colton say?
He says, well, it's not my problem. It's not mine anymore.
No, he says, oh no, I have a big problem. She's going to want her money back. This is a mess for Colton. Colton just doesn't know what to do. The woman comes back and says, have you lost your mind? You're crazy. This horse falls down all the time. So Colton feels bad that the daughter fell down. And so anyway, he gave her back the money. And so now he has the horse. But then another guy comes and he meets a person that's interested in the horse. And so, the man says, I want to know, does your horse fall down a lot? Okay, so Colton has had 2 experiences with trying to sell his horse. The first experience is, he said, yeah, he had, let's see, first one he said, falls down sometimes, and he didn't hear back for a year. The second experience, he said, he doesn't. But then the lady brought him back, said, I don't want this horse. He falls down too much. So he had to give the money back. So now this is the 3rd time. So one time he told the truth and the guy didn't buy the horse. The second time he lied, and the lady bought the horse, but brought him back and got her money back. So now what should he do?
Tell the truth.
Tell the truth even though he might not want to buy the horse? Colton says, no, he doesn't. Oh no. Colton didn't learn his lesson. He was lying again. But then he remembers the conversation with the lady who bought the horse. And so he kind of felt bad. And so he said, I admit it. My horse falls down all the time. I bet you don't want him. So the man says, oh, I tried to do this in English. On the other hand, I work for the circus and I'm looking for a horse that falls down for my new act. This is great. How much you want for your talented horse? I only have $1 million. So Colton says, $1 million. So, the guy gives him the $1 million. Colton can't believe it. He sold his horse for more money than he ever thought possible. But the guy from the circus was really happy because he said, it only cost me $1 million and I'll make $10 million in the circus, because nobody has a circus with a horse that falls down a lot. And all the people will laugh and they'll be really happy. Okay, so when you tell this, when you tell the story, you can choose your character. So you can be the first person that bought the horse, tell a whole story. You can be Colton. You can be the horse. You can be the guy from the circus, or you can be the daughter. You can choose your character and then describe the situation from any point of view that you want. Okay, Carol, why don't you go first? Carol and then Brandon.
All right. So I am Colton, and I bought this horse, and his name is London Bridge. And I like to fish, and one of my favorite stores is a Walt's Warm store.
Yeah, Walt's
And
Worms. Yeah.
yeah, Walt's Warms. That's right. And so I have this horse, and the problem is he falls down a lot. And when he falls, I fall. So the first couple of times, I would be okay. The first 15 falls to the ground, I would be okay. But then the 16th and 17th time, I started to get hurt. And so now I want to sell them. And at first,
You have a
I
cast
found
on
this
your
buyer.
leg?
Yes,
You
now
have
I
a-
have a cast. That's right.
And
Now I have
does
a cast on my leg, and
does
it's
London
pretty
Bridge have a
painful.
cast too?
Yes, he has a cast too. And so now I have crutches. So I got to walk around with crutches, and I'm still falling down every hour and getting hurt. So one of these days I'm going to break the other leg, and then what am I going to do then?
Oh
So
no.
I know. So I tried to sell him, and I had this announcement on the web, and then somebody called who was interested, but they asked me, does the horse fall down a lot? And I made a decision to be honest about it. And well, sort of, a little bit. I said
A
I
little
said
bit honest,
sometimes.
yeah.
I
Not
yes,
totally honest.
I wasn't totally honest. Okay, so I told like a half truth. I said that he fell down a little. He fell down sometimes. I didn't specify, and that person did not call back, and I waited a really long time. I waited a year, hoping. I was hoping, and now I look back, and maybe I shouldn't have waited so long, because I've gotten hurt many times I got hurt many times in that year. So um I shouldn't have waited all that time. And so later I went to my favorite store. I was going to fish that day. I went to Walt, and I had to go with my cast. I have not broken my other leg. Um, but it could happen any day now. And so I was at the store, and then there was this lady with her little girl, and she asked about the horse. The little girl wanted a horse, and she asked me, the first question she asked was, does the horse fall down a lot? And because prior experience, I decided to lie. Lied to this woman and her little girl, and she took the bridge, but then just a few seconds later, she fell. And
So I have a
I
question.
had
How much did you charge her for your horse?
I got um I got $10.57.
Yeah.
$10.
And 55 cents or just 50 cents? Oh, darn it. Our internet's lost. Why don't you go on, Brandon? You sold the horse for $10.55, and just say your feelings about getting that much money for your horse.
So yeah, I sold them for, I think I heard $10.51, but okay,
Oh, 51, yeah.
maybe. And I thought like, well, it's not that much money, but at least
No, you were happy. This is a horse that falls down all the time.
yeah. but at least I got rid of London Bridge.
Now you don't have to feed the horse anymore.
Uh-huh. Then I didn't have to feed him anymore. I didn't know what to do with him before that.
Yeah.
And
then you could take that money and go buy some more worms. And you didn't have to buy so many worms because you didn't have the horse. The horse didn't go fishing. So this was a great deal for you.
I guess so, but as being right beside Walt's worms, I remember I did have good memories with London Bridge fishing. So it's kind of bittersweet. I'm partly happy, I'm partly sad. But yes, that's true. I could buy more worms after selling him.
Did you buy some more worms?
I was just about to go into the store when then I heard the London Bridge fall down, and I thought, oh, that's not good. And then so the mother came back and well, she was shouting at me, and I said like, all right, I have to give you your money back then. and I was apologized very much because I think the daughter was limping. She I think she hurt her knee while she was falling down as well.
Now, did you keep 1 penny for the return fee?
No, that mother, there's no, what's that saying? Like there's no there's no anger like a mother's wrath.
So
No,
you
she
had to
was-
give all of the money back.
Yeah, I gave all the money back. I mean, it was only $10.51. I thought like there's I gave all the money back.
Yeah, but you could have bought a lot of worms.
Uh-huh. Yeah, worms are pretty cheap at Walt's Worms. That's another reason why I like that store. And they're good quality worms too. So I got London Bridge back, and the mother and the daughter went away. But then there was this interesting looking man who I'd never seen anybody dressed like that, wearing all red, but very, very, you could say like very, some pretty fancy clothes. And he also asked me about the horse, if he could buy it. But he also asked the question that I didn't like, which was, does this horse fall down? And I was very nervous at the time. And so I immediately said like, no, he doesn't fall down. But then I started thinking about it again, and I was thinking like, I have to tell the truth, because the previous 2 times that I was trying to sell the horse and I said, I didn't say the complete truth, then I wasn't able to sell London Bridge. So then I stopped myself and I said like, actually, yes, he does fall down. And I was saying to him like, does that mean you don't want to buy him anymore? And then it surprised me, the guy's answer, because he said like, oh, on the contrary, he'd be perfect for a circus show, and but I only have, and get this, I had no idea it would be so much money. But he said, oh, hold on, my throat. He offered $1 million for London Bridge.
Wow.
That I was only expecting like 1,000 or 2,000. but 1 million? And I thought, sure, you can take them for 1 million. And yeah, I couldn't believe it, but that's like a lifetime supply
Of worms.
excuse me, of worms. So
God bless you. Good job. That's great. Good job. Okay, Giselle, choose your character and tell a story.
Well, I want to be Colton. Long story, but if that's okay. Is that okay? Being Colton again? Okay.
Oh, it's hard to hear you. Can you guys hear her all right?
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you better there.
Better.
Yeah.
Okay. I was asking if I could be Colton, even though
Okay.
they're
Yeah, be whatever character you want. Be Colton is fine.
okay. Okay, so my name is Colton, and I decided to buy a horse a long time ago. He felt a little when I bought him, but I decided it was okay. At first, he felt like 6-7 times, and to me that was okay. But then over time, he started falling more, 17 times every hour. So at the beginning, I wasn't, I didn't get hurt, but by the 17th time, I already like got hurt. I get a cast, just like the horse. The horse already had a cast. So I decided it was time to sell my horse. So I did it. I opened an eBay account and I upload an ad selling my horse, and someone got interested. And the only question that asked was, does your horse falls a lot? And I was like, oh, what should I say? And then I decided to tell the truth. And I said, well, half a truth. I said, sometimes. I didn't specify how much. So I didn't hear from the buyer for a year. I waited a year for the buyer to come again and maybe buy it, but he didn't. So one day I was going to my favorite store, Walt's worm store, and one woman got interested on the horse, and it was for her little girl. And she asked me, does your horse falls a lot? And I decided to lie. And I said, no, because, previously I didn't get to sell my horse because I told the truth. So that's what I said to her. And she accepted. She wanted the horse, and I sell him for $10.51. And then she came back really angry because she realized the horse does falls a lot. And I gave her the money back. I said, you know what? I lied. I should give her the money back. And I did. So then I had my horse there at my favorite store. And one person got near me and asked me if I sold my horse. And I said, yeah, yes, I do. And he asked me the same question. Does your horse fall a lot? I have to rethink the answer, because first I tell the truth and I didn't get the buyer. Then I lie and I got an angry mother. So at first I said no, just to see if I can sell the horse. And then I feel bad. And so, you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. My horse does falls a lot. I'm sure you don't want it like that. And he said, on the contrary, I do want it. I own a circus, and I would love a horse that falls a lot. But I only have 1 million. Oof, that was shocking for me. I mean, before I sold him for $10.51, and now this guy is offering me $1 million. I'm like, it's yours. So later, but I can sell it to you. So I make $1 million by selling my horse.
Yeah, you realize the first time you sold him for too cheap, don't you think?
I think so, yeah. It doesn't compare one to another.
Yeah, you just needed to find the right buyer.
Exactly, that's true.
Yeah. I remember I had a cat and got better, and I decided to sell him, and I sold him for only $200,000 because he fell down a lot, but
100.
nothing like you. You sold your horse for $1 million. Oh, I need lessons from you on how to sell a horse, Colton. Oh, good job. Very good. Good job. Okay, Elizabeth and Judith, you guys are up and you choose your character and tell the story.
Okay, I will be the circus man, and Judy,
The woman with the girl.
Okay. Which
Okay.
girl? The little girl?
I'm gonna be the mother.
Oh, the mother. Okay.
Okay. Hello, I'm the circus man, and I was looking for a horse, but one interesting part. So, do you know where I can buy it? So Colton says,
Okay, I'm going to help you with this. I
Okay.
want you to be the circus man, but you know all the facts of the story. So you're going to start and tell the whole story. There was a guy named Colton, and he
Okay.
went and he bought this horse. So you're going to tell it mostly about Colton, and then you're not going to be yourself until the very end of the story. Because we want you to tell the whole story back.
Okay. Okay. There was a guy whose name was Colton, and he has a horse that fell down a lot of times. And he decides to sell him the horse because he went to fall down and went hurt when at the 16 times, and he had how can I say that, the Persian, the he has to use the, how can I say that? Okay, I
Crutches.
forget the
He had to
cast,
use
the cast.
crutches. And he had a
Crutches,
cast on his
okay.
leg, and he had to use crutches.
Okay, and Colton had to wait a year to sell the horse, and when the people answered about if it's about the horse, they always said that if it fall down or not. And at the first time, he didn't lie, and he told the truth. And so,
Not the total truth, though. He
Okay.
told just part of the truth.
yeah, because he said that sometimes he fall down. Yeah. So
But what was the real truth, the total truth?
the real truth that the horse fall down like 70 times. And
Every hour.
sorry? Oh,
He
per hour.
falls down 17
So,
times every hour. So
okay.
that's really a lot.
Yes. And at the second chance, he said, well, they didn't buy about the horse because it fell down a lot of time, an hour. So I'm going to ¿cómo se dice arriesgar?
And he went to, then
risk.
Colton took him to Walt's Worms.
Yeah, he wanted to have a risk and say a lie, a little lie, and said that he never fall down. So at that time, the mother and her daughter saw the horse and asked him if the horse fall down. So he said, I'm going to get a risk and say,
Did the mother trust him?
yes, she trusts him and bought the horse. And she was happy and the daughter was more. So when they went to home, he fell down with the little girl. So she was angry and sad at the same time because she wanted the horse. But she had to take back the horse to Colton. So the last chance he got to sell the horse, it was with the circus man, but he didn't realize that he could get the sale in that moment and with him because the circus man was very
Okay,
interested.
now you can't talk about the circus man because you are the circus man.
Okay, so when I saw the horse, I asked to Colton if the horse pulled down because I wanted a different show in my circus because all the horses that I have are normal. So I wanted one that the public, how can I say oh my God.
The audience.
Yeah, the audience love and get like all the eyes on him. So I decided to buy the horse for $1 million. I didn't care what it cost, and I said I only have 1 million. So, but if I have 2 or 3, I would buy like that. I don't care. But I only have 1 million. So Colton was like, what? Are you serious? Yes, that's yours. He
Were you afraid that Colton wouldn't sell you the horse because you only had $1 million? Maybe you thought maybe he wanted 2 or 3 million. What were you thinking?
That's because I was so interested. So I didn't care what it cost the horse, but
You hoped that he would take $1 million, though, I bet.
yes. So that's why I said I only have a $1 million. So if you want it, I could buy it. So he said,
Yeah.
yes, of course, that's yours. That's yours.
Good job. Celebration. Good job. Okay,
Thank you.
Judy.
So the story begins with Colton, a man who had a horse that fall down 70 times every hour. So he got injured and he had to use a cast. Also, he used a cast because of the falls. He tried to sell called
Did the horse have a
London
cast too?
Bridge on eBay. Yes, yes, because last time he got injured.
Yeah.
The
Did the horse have
time before
crutches?
he got injured, and also I got injured. No, I Colton had crutches. He had to use crutches, but not London Bridge. So when Colton tried to sell the horse through eBay, he tried to tell the truth, but he only said half truth. He said that the horse fall down just sometimes and not 17 times every hour. But he wasn't lucky. He wasn't lucky selling the horse. So he was very disappointed. But then he found a woman with a daughter, and
Are you the woman? I thought you were the woman.
Oh yes, sorry. So then he found me. That was I was looking for a horse for my daughter because my daughter really loves horses, and I really wanted to give her that. So he told me that the horse never fall down. He lied to me. And I put all my trust on him because I've been scammed so many times before. But I was hoping that this time he would be telling the truth. Um, Horse, maybe he doesn't want to take care of him. So I'll take the chance, give him the money and turn around to go to my house with my daughter. Guess what? The horse fell down with my daughter. So my daughter, yes, that's crazy. So my daughter got injured, and I immediately turned around and yelled at him and say, "You are a liar. You couldn't have done that to me. Why did you do that to me? I was faithful to you." So I returned the money. I was really upset and never saw him again.
Yeah, he returned the money to you. You didn't have to return the money. He gave it back to
Yes,
you.
I returned the horse, and he gave me
Yes.
the money back.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Then what happened after that?
The last thing that I know what happened is that he found another buyer which worked at a circus. So the buyer was really looking for a followers that fall down for his show. Um, so Colton got lucky. He got lucky. He sold the horse for $1 million, which was awesome for him.
Celebration. Good job. Okay. Okay, Yokabel, last one. You choose your character.
Okay, okay. Well, I would like to be the little girl that my mom buy me a horse.
Good,
Yep.
good.
It was my birthday was coming, and I talked to my mom, and I told her
Okay,
that I
now,
want.
Yokabel, just a minute.
Yep.
When you tell the story, you're going to tell it from the start, and you're going to tell about Colton and everything that happened to Colton, and then you're going to come in later.
But I'm the little girl.
Yeah, so you're going to say, there was a boy named Colton, and he went and he bought a horse. Tell everything that happened before, and then you'll be in the middle of the story, not at the first of the story.
Okay, well, I was going to tell that part.
Okay.
Well, my mom wanna buy me a horse, so she went to the internet and get some information about a man that was selling a horse. He didn't tell a lot of details about the horse that he was selling. And you see, my mom asked him some things, but he didn't say the truth. He has to says that his horse fell down a lot, and my mom asked him, does that horse fell down a lot? Because she want to buy for me, and I am her little princess, you know, and she want to buy it for me so I can go to school and I can have a ride in the afternoons and all the things. And she want a safety horse for me. And this man didn't tell to my mom that he has this horse for a few money, you know. It was around $10. And then
$10.51.
what, 10?
$10.51.
$10.51. And of course, he buy it when he has it. He has only 1 year, and now he has 4 years with that horse. He told that that's the truth. But when my mom asked him if the horse fell down a lot, he says no. Even when he saw that my mama's gonna buy for me, he says that the horse don't fall down. He lied to us. He lied to my mom, and he says that no, he doesn't fall down. And he says that because he want to sell the horse. And what happened a year before is that a man asked him if the horse fell down, and he couldn't sell it a year before. And that's why he lied to us. He lied to us because he wanted to sell the horse. And he didn't thought in my safety, you know, because I'm a little girl. I'm a little girl, and he has to take care of me. It's just not to buy a horse, you know, to sell the horse and have some money. And so my mom buy me the horse because he says that no, that horse did not fall down. And let me tell you what happened. I get in my horse because I was riding my horse because I want to go to my house and over my horse. And when we were getting out of the house, the horse fell down. And I get hurt. Yes, I get hurt. My mom gets really, really angry. And tell that man, that name is Colton, tell him that he is a liar and he has to return him back her money. And my mom was really, really angry, you know. And she says that, okay, give me back my money. Now my little girl is hurt, and I has to go to the hospital with her. And let me tell you what happened. Then and my mom and she told me that he has a circus man that buy the horse for $1 million. That's amazing. My mom thought, oh my God, I lose that big deal, because if my mom would buy the horse for the money that she paid, so now she will have $1 million, and now she don't have anything. Well, I got my horse, of course, but we will be rich if we will have this horse that fell down. This is awesome. That's incredible.
Great job. Okay, one thing on you guys English, you have a little bit of interference from Spanish on, you put an extra "to" in there. Like you could say, in English, you just say, tell him or told him. In Spanish, you put that "to" in there if it's a person, but in English, the "to" doesn't go there. So like you'd say, my mom told him. Some of you guys, it sounds right to say told to him, which is what you say in Spanish. But other than that, that's just something you can, at this level, you can, I mean, your English is perfect. You know, that's the only thing. There's just very minor little errors, and it doesn't hurt in understanding, but You'll just sound a little better if you say that. So you guys were great. Your English is so high. It's such a, and then in fact, in TPRS, we give you a chunk to talk about. And so for you guys to challenge you, well, I have to give you a lot to talk about. And then I challenge you by having you be different characters. And then you have to process that story from a different point of view. And that helps your English. So anyway, any questions? Questions, comments? Okay. Okay, you guys were great. Great job. So I don't know what's happening next year, but we'll see whatever is gonna happen. So we will see you later then. Good job.
Hey, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Thank you.
Merry Christmas
Merry Christmas to all of you.
and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Thank you.